This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Denny Dacey, who is the manager of Northern Lights Arena. Hi, Denny.
Hi, Nancy. Nice.
You said it was about a year ago that you were on. Oh my goodness, I don't know how you got away for a whole year, but...
Actually, it's been almost exactly a year. I started it in August, behind the scenes a little bit, but October 1 was actually the date we started at the arena. So it's been just over a full year now, and I've been able to witness firsthand everything that happens at a rink in that full year. So.
And you've been busy. There's been lots of things going on.
Yeah, I would say it's been real busy, but real fun. It's gone by really fast. It really has, and we've just done a lot of neat things, and yeah, at the rink, and it's just a really neat place to work, and you see a lot of faces, and
yes,
and that's the part of it that I love the most. So.
Till somebody goes there on a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon and there's hockey going, you don't realize how busy the place can be and how many people there are. I mean, every chair's filled everywhere. There's people standing in line. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it is, and that's really neat. And that's really the goal of it all, is to it's a community event center, and it brings the community together, and everybody's happy, and you know, the kids are all running around and playing. And it's kind of like a big daycare at times, you know.
Yes, it is.
When I'm working, you know, and it's busy and loud, you know, you just kind of put that to the back burner, and you don't even realize it, but you know, it's there, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, in talking about community, you have a big event coming up, your Impact Auction, which is your largest fundraiser of the year.
Yeah, actually, this is something that the Impact, obviously, they were the group that ran the rink for prior to us, the Park Family Foundation, taking management, and they are still a fundraising organization. So, and they really are. They put all their emphasis on the arena for the kids. And what they're having is their 11th annual Impact Dinner Auction. It's going to happen on November 3rd. And it's going to take place right at the Aplex at the opposite end of the arena. Okay. So it's really kind of a nice thing to bring everybody together again. And that's going to be, it starts at 6 o'clock on November 3rd. Dinner's at 7. The doors open at 6. Dinner's at 7. They're going to have live and silent auction for the event. The dinner tickets, it's $25 per person, and that includes $10 worth of drink tickets as well. So it's just a really a nice, fun event, casual event to get everybody together again, and raise money for the kids in the community that can't afford to play hockey, or you know, that really want to try it and get out there and skate. Whether it's hockey, figure skating, speed skating, whatever, just get them on the ice.
Yeah, let them get a chance to get out there and try it, and this money pays for it. Now, I understand you're only going to do this every 5 years?
Well, that's the goal. They'd like to raise enough to offset it for about 4 or 5 years, so we're not having to do this every year and ask for donations or whatever. And it really makes sense. And Mike Kondraski's come forward, as everybody's probably well aware of, that you know, to promote the arena, and there's going to be a ceremony to actually name the 2 arenas during the event. So that's kind of a top secret, but that's going to be kind of cool as well. And it's just we really want to create that excitement again, and in our numbers, you know, our hockey numbers are obviously not as high as they used to be back in the day when I played at Mishikiwas, you know. So it really is kind of a little more expensive to play, for not only for the, you know, the hockey to get on the ice, but you do a little traveling, and to offset some of those expenses, it's hard to come by.
Yes, it is
sometimes. But you know, the Impact Auction, if they raise enough money, and they'll have a separate account just for people that need help, and that's the whole idea behind it.
Okay, so still time when you're watching this to donate a prize.
Absolutely. If you know, if you want to donate anything or have anything, be a part of it in any way with charitable or monetary donations or a prize to give for the live or silent auction, you can call myself at the arena at 356-1878. or you can call the drugstore or the 19th hole. And there's tickets still available. We probably have enough seating for about 450 to 500.
Perfect.
So there are still tickets available. I have some at the arena, as well as the drugstore and the 19th hole are selling them, along with all the user groups are participating as well. So if you know somebody in figure skating or speed skating or hockey, just contact somebody in that in one of those organizations, and they should have tickets available as well.
Okay, and what about some open skating times? Do we have any coming up?
Yeah, we do. We actually put a calendar out there for from now and through the first of the year, just to kind of give people an idea of when open skates are. They're primarily on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. We're going to run them from 2 to 4 on Saturdays and 4 to 6 on Sundays, and that'll be continuous throughout the winter. And this year we do have some of our major sponsors that want to sponsor a free skate. So with that being said, on the 5th of November, which is a Monday, there's a free skate sponsored by Taco Bell. And what they'll have is coupons for all the kids. And if you come and skate, you can go to Taco Bell and get a free taco or something of that nature. But it's a free skate for everybody in the community to come out and try it. Again, we want to promote these free skates as well. So we talked to our sponsors and just asked them if that was something they would be interested in, and they were more than happy to do that. Again, it's to get kids out to try it for free. The skate rental will be a part of that. So you can, if you don't have anything to do on Monday afternoon, there's no school, so the kids will be out of school all day. So this will run from noon to 2 p.m.
Okay. Another one of those things, if you've never come to see an open skate, you just can't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, they're this big to adults. Everybody's out there skating. It's a family thing. It's free. They're having a good time. It's just so enjoyable to watch everyone out there skating.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And again, our sponsors, JJ's, Taco Bell, they're going to sponsor, JJ's is going to sponsor them this winter as well. In fact, I believe he wants to do multiple free skates, and then they'll have pizza, for $1 a slice or something at the concession stand for the kids, and just to bring the kids out, get them out of the house. And we try to coordinate these on times when whether it's a weekend or when there's no school, like an in-service day or something like that. So, we really do look at the calendar to gear our open skates and free skates, so we know that we can really capitalize on it.
We're kind of running short of time. Anything else exciting going on?
Well, we again, everything's fired up. All the user groups are in action now. The figure skaters, the hockey association, the Rex. Travel program, speed skaters, they all have their ice time slots now, and every night at the arena, if you've never been there, I really encourage everybody to come down to the Northern Lights and just look at it. If you haven't seen it, it's really a hidden gem in Alpena. And we're really promoting it. We have our Wooden Nickel Tournament Series that's going to start off in January, and those run January and February. Every weekend we have teams from squirt age kids all the way on up to midget, high school age kids. So just a lot of fun stuff. Whatever we can do. We're trying to get the Red Wing alumni game back this February again, and that's always a huge fundraiser for someone. So so we're looking at that. The figure skating show always happens in the end of March, and it really makes the winter go by fast when you work there. I've learned really quick, but it gets you out of the weather too. So it's a fun place to be.
And the walking track is open?
Walking track's open 7 days a week at 6 a.m. now, and it's free for anybody that wants to walk. And that's becoming more and more popular as well.
Yeah, as the weather gets cooler outside, it brings them in.
It does. Yep.
Well, Denny, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing about the wonderful success of the Impact Auction, which will be Saturday, November 3rd. Starts at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Tickets are available if you want to donate an item, 356-1880.
1878.
1878.
Yep.
I gave you Besser Credit Union's number.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So, tickets are still available, and hope to see everybody there supporting the function. And it's really for the kids in the community. So.
Okay. Thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll be right back with J.R. Rodriguez from Thunder Bay Theater following these messages. Welcome back. My last guest today is J.R. Rodriguez from Thunder Bay Theater. Hi, J.R.
Hiya, Nancy. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Goody gumdrops.
You have, I love that. You have, you're basking in the glow of your rave reviews from Man of La Mancha.
Yeah, we had a great show. It was a great time. It's very emotional for David Usher and I, because when David and I met 3 years ago, it was something in the back of both of our heads. So it was very emotional for us. And the crowd reaction was fantastic. You know, I told him about my mentor, Lou Criscola, and how he was in the show. And, you know, having people come through, I think the best compliment that I could have received, and I received it from a number of folks, is your mentor would be proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so that was very sweet. It was very kind.
And now you're doing Rent, and as you said, it's not a cookie-cutter musical.
Oh, by no stretch of the imagination. You know, there are certain shows, you know, the Old Chestnuts that are wonderful shows. And certainly are in the pantheon of the American musical. Rent is not like that. Rent is one of the big 5 American musicals. However, it's not standard. Okay, boy falls in love with girl falls in love with boy, there's a fight, and then they live happily ever after. And that's just not what Rent is. Rent is about you and me. Rent is about human beings. When Jonathan Larson wrote the show, it took 8 years to get the show ready for the stage. And he lived out in the East Village in New York City. And a friend of his actually came up with the concept of writing a modern-day version of La Boheme, Puccini's La Boheme. And with Jonathan living out in the East Village in Alphabet City, he wanted to change it and apply it to the people he knew and what he saw in life. And it parallels Puccini's La Boheme, but it talks about a group of young artists that are living life the best that they can. If you're an artist in New York City, you're not making a whole lot of money unless you're on Broadway or in the movies. And so Jonathan puts this thing together. It took about 8 years. And 2 days before it opened off Broadway, Jonathan Larson died of an aortic dissection. If it had been diagnosed, he'd still be alive today, but it wasn't. And so we never got to see the success. One of the great stories about Rent is the night that they opened, it was just a stage reading, and Anthony Rapp, who plays the character of Mark, he just couldn't contain himself anymore. They get to the song La Vie Boheme, and he jumps up on the table. And they start celebrating Jonathan's life. That's what we're after at Thunder Bay Theater. We're after a celebration of life. People have a mindset of what they think life should be, and it's good and it's bad or whatever. What Jonathan Larson was teaching us was not to be closed-minded. I've said in every publication and every interview that we would prefer children under 13 not come see the show.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I don't want parents angry with Thunder Bay Theater because we put the show on and subjected their children to it. I would rather the parents come, get a sitter.
Right.
I would rather the parents come and have us take a look at life as it is. We're born free thinkers, and that's what Jonathan put on stage. And this wonderful cast, they believe that in every instance. And I don't think the cast really looks at this as a show. I think the cast looks at this as a gift to Alpena. Not a gift from New York, but a gift from them personally. And that's the mindset that the cast is going with. And we want to give that to the people of Alpena. It's a precious gift. You know, and we've had Cats, and it was fantastic, and Legally Blonde, and Man of La Mancha, and Charlie Brown. This Rent's a little bit different. Rent's an event. You know, Rent's an event.
So who are some of the actors that are playing the characters?
Well, you know, we have the core company. Derek Spack is playing the role of Roger. Mackenzie Fountain is playing Mac. Nikki Hilton is playing Joanne. Hannah Madke is playing the role of Maureen. We have Emily Tchaikovsky is playing the role of Mimi. And then we have two guest artists that have come in. Kevin Ray Johnson is playing the role of Benny, and he's played the role of Benny before.
Oh, great.
And we have Tyler Davis playing the role of Angel. And to be around these two guys, you know, they're new, and it's kind of like getting a present. You know, you get a present and it's new, and you just want to be with the present the whole time. But their energy is so infectious, and I think it helps with the process, especially with Kevin having done the show before. I think that helps with the process. So we're very fortunate. And we've been fortunate all year. We've been very lucky.
Yes, you've done some wonderful productions.
Well, and the response has been wonderful. You know, when you look at it, at the end of the day, the response from the people of Alpena and the surrounding areas it's been magical. We've been very lucky because you don't always put on a hit.
That's true.
But these people come in with not only the utmost respect for the theater, but for the cast. And they've been so gracious the way they've treated us the entire year. We're very fortunate that we have a community that cares about the arts.
And you are about the community too, though. That was when you first came in, when you first took over, you
Certainly.
decided we're about the community. We're a part of this community. We're going to support the community that supports us, and you've done a remarkable job with that.
Oh, thank you. But if you look at the talent that's in town, my job's been easy. Just give it, everybody, it doesn't matter where you are, everybody wants a chance. It's all, they just want a chance.
True.
So you give them a chance, and then they shine. You know, so that makes my job easy.
Okay.
So, and I think all the people that have come into Thunder Bay Theater this year.
Yeah, you've had some wonderful people, and you have some wonderful people.
Oh, sure.
So when can we come and see Rent?
We actually open on November 1st.
Okay.
And the phones are ringing. So we open on November 1st. We run through November 17th.
Okay.
Which is a Saturday. The reason we're doing that is because we actually have a show opening the next Friday. Okay. We have Sanders Family Christmas opening the next Friday. And the shows are at 7:30 Thursday through Saturday, and on Sunday it's at 2 o'clock.
All right.
And you can just give us a call at 354-2267, and we'll reserve some tickets for you. We're very proud of it. I do want to take a second, if I have a second, real quick. We had a concert this past Friday.
Yes.
It was the debut concert for it's a group called Dr. West and the Reanimators. A wonderful time. We had a great time with the show. It was their debut show, and I wanted to thank Charles Madison and the band for coming in. It was a great time, and you know, we want to do more of that. We want to do more of that.
Help artists get their debut, get them started, let people see them. Got a great venue.
Certainly. I may be a Republican, but man, I'm all about artists, man. So.
Okay, Big Bird.
Right.
All right. All right, 354-2267, so don't forget. Call, get your tickets, because this is a musical. It's an out-of-the-box musical. Everyone's going to love it, so get your reservations. Right.
We get to see how many rent heads there are in Alpena, and from what I've heard, there's quite a few.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for all you do for us, too. I appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do in the community.
Well, thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Jointon, president of Alpena Community College. It's my pleasure to introduce John Briggs, who's the chairman of the ACC Board of Trustees, to the program. Welcome to the show, John.
Well, thanks very much, Olin. I'm very happy to be here, and I look forward to talking about a subject that's near and dear to you and to me, and that is the presidential evaluation that we have to do on a regular basis to make sure that we're in connecting.
Yes, this was performed at the last board meeting on October 18th. Maybe you could provide a little bit of perspective for the viewers. What's the purpose of this exercise?
Well, one of the main responsibilities that the Board of Trustees has, besides assuring that the budget is managed well and we have a balanced budget and things like that, is to hire and evaluate the chief executive officer or president of the college. And we do that on an annual basis, at least annually, and And you've been with us 9 years now, and a lot of that evaluation initially involved in terms of whether there was a good match between you and the college, and in terms of assuring that the qualities we thought you brought to the institution were indeed there. And clearly, we've reached that point in time clearly where we don't have any concerns about your integrity, your honesty, the qualities, the ethics that you bring to the institution. That's there. So we don't question that. We just have an opportunity to sit down and look at what have we done as an institution that you've caused to happen during the past year. And in many areas, what happens to the institution as a result of the leadership that comes from you as designated by the board. So we kind of ask you this year to sit down and take a look at what things have we done well as an institution, and if possible, look at some things we could do better. But we had a very good frank discussion. We usually have those in a closed session, as you request, so that we can have that dialogue frank, and then we report out publicly what we talked about. And it's worked very well for us and as trustees, and I hope it's worked well for you as president.
Yes, it has. One of my favorite authors, Max Dupree, who is, I believe, president of one of the furniture companies in Grand Rapids, he said it's an honor to be held accountable. And if you think about that, if people didn't hold you accountable, what would they be implying about you? So accountability to me is a good thing, and it's also, I think, important for the board to project to the community that you are accountable for the selection of the president, and as you supervise me, and really the buck stops with me for all the other operations of the college, that if the president is not moving things forward in the way they should be in the community, in the college, then that's where you have an opportunity in this evaluation to redirect me. It's also important to me in the concept of continuous improvement. There's always something for me to work on and do better, and I learned from the conversations that we have in these evaluations what to lay greater emphasis on, or the course corrections that can be done as I exert my leadership for the college.
Well, I think the other important thing to point out is, even though we're evaluating once a year, that you're constantly getting feedback throughout the year, because you encourage that whenever the trustees, and we are elected representatives of people, get concerns or questions or issues come to us, that we refer them on to you so that you can respond appropriately. And if there's something that we need an answer to or want more information on, we're going to get that. We're not going to wait till the end of the year to say, well, how did that happen or what's going on? And I think that dialogue and the communication that we have with you is excellent. You know, what you have to us, what you send out to the whole college community, right, allows us to stay on top of things without crossing that line and moving into the area, because we've hired you to be our CEO, and you're the instrument to carry out what the board calls for. And
right. Communication is the key, and yes, I agree. Informally, all throughout the year, there's give and take in communication, and I know when I'm headed in the right direction. Also, I know when I need to redirect. But then formally to do it once a year in this manner is also good. Well, I was pleased at the opportunity to list some things for the trustees that I did think went well over the past year. And a couple of those have to do with external funding that the college came upon. I can't take credit for the nearly $3 million grant from the Department of Labor for all kinds of workforce development. The Don McMaster, our Dean of Workforce Development, wrote and was successful. Last year, in September 2011, we were the only community college in Michigan for that year, for that round of funding, to get one of those grants. Don did the work, however, I was supporting that work and encouraging it, and so just as other people carry out various functions, but you know, I get some credit for creating an environment where those functions work well. I listed that one. And also Governor Snyder's signature on the capital outlay bill to move us forward with state approval for about $2.5 million for our Electrical Power Technology Center. That was the result of a lot of work and time spent in Lansing to help that process along.
Well, both those things move things along. Certainly, sustainability has been an issue that the board's been percolating on for a period of time. And certainly getting Don's grant allows us to move into some programmatic areas that really deal with sustaining issues much bigger than us just recycling paper at the institution.
Right. And also, speaking of sustainability, that was another point that I brought up that I thought was going well at the college. In addition to the curriculum efforts in sustainability, there have also been a number of improvements regarding energy efficiency that Tom Ludwig and supervised by Dick Sutherland, our vice president, have achieved over the past year. That those will be returns on investment. The extra money we spend on those items like lighting and boilers will pay us back in a fairly short period of time.
Well, I also appreciate, you talk about getting the state's commitment for $2.5 million for our next building project, but I also appreciate the efforts that you and other staff are making in terms of doing fundraising within the industry and the community as we just kick that off now to begin to find the match dollars for that. Right. And we've had some good commitment from the Besser Foundation, and you're beginning to find other resources. So right. That's something where the college certainly does appreciate, what you do as the president. You represent us very well in Lansing in terms of legislatively making sure we do get the money that we should be getting for projects, and then more importantly, you have that relationship in the community that allows you to go out and work with folks to see how they can help support that project.
Good. It's an expectation of presidents, and I enjoy the work and am challenged by it, and it's a good kind of challenge. Just a couple of more things as we end the program time here. We've got a couple of new programs started at the college over the past year. Marine technology, in collaboration with the sanctuary, trains people how to design and manufacture and operate and maintain remotely operated vehicles for underwater research, scientific work, service to industry, and then also the opportunity for people who are already practicing RNs with an associate degree to get a bachelor's degree with the University of Flint. So those are some accomplishments. We're out of time, but thank you very much for being the guest and supporting me so well in the role that I have to perform.
Well, you provide great leadership, and certainly it's a compliment to you, but also the fact that we have excellent faculty and staff. I'm very proud of all of them.
Right. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.